Yeah.
That'd be a good
Who want to do one with me?
Who would you want to do a versus against?
Any one of them. Pull it up. New York, I love all my brothers in New York, but you can pull them up. Don't matter who it is. You heard? Who would you say? Who you hear? I got a real catalog. I just had a gold record last year. I mean, we could go back. I got 20 records for every year.
You know,
we could start from 20 years ago. I give them one record for each year, all the way up to now.
Capo versus Styles P.
He don't got enough catalog for that.
Styles got a lot of catalog.
Not a commercial catalog. He not going last. I mean, I love Styles.
We ain't in the same league. Me and Jim don't do the same thing.
Yeah, don't.
I am a bar master. I am a lyrical technician. I've been on joints with some of the best MCs in the world. Big, Hov, Black Thought, Talib. I bar shit down. When Rakim tells you nice, KRS tells you nice, Big tells you nice, Hov tells you nice, Nas tells you nice, all these people tells you nice, you're fucking nice. Respect. I'm not here to make catchy hooks and do dope shit. I don't knock that. I'm trying to say some shit that's gonna make your soul move. There's gonna be some shit you may catch 10 years later down the line. So me and Jim don't do the same thing. I am a bar master. I'm master ip of this shit. There's not many people in my age group that have the amount of catalog I have. You gotta go sit down and listen to me. I'm a fucking library of bars, practically. I'll give you a My Life. I pull out Last Days with Big. I pull out Reservoir Dogs. I pull out the joint with Nori.
Really good songs
in my
with
own
Big.
catalog. Jim don't got a Alone in the Streets.
What?
Jim don't got a green piece of paper. He don't got none of them kind of songs that make niggas cry. A couple of them, but not 20 of them. You better check my jacket. You better check my jacket. I made up a fucking lane. It was no artist MC before.
Tell him that.
It was Fly Dudes, it was Kings. I invented the lane where niggas saying they make hard shit. Me. I forgot more dope rhymes than most people would ever make. And that's a fucking fact. I would tell you to ask Cam and Jules on the low.
Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform, Jim Jones and Styles P, man, going back and forth, exchanging light jabs. They keeping it on the music side, which is what I like. This is competitive hip hop, real hip hop. This is what we like to see, man. Now they've been throwing light jabs back and forth to each other through social media, through different podcasts and different interviews. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know. Now this conversation started over a versus. Would y'all like to see that? I want this to materialize into some music being made, man. Get in the comments and let me know, where do y'all want this feud to go? We're gonna get into the details of it, but I just want y'all to answer that question for me, because I'm seeing some people, they excited about the verses, about the possibility of it being a versus, and that's what they want to see. That's what the conversation is surrounding a versus. I'd rather music come out of this. I don't want them to do no malicious dissing. We don't need none of that. But I would rather hear some stuff in the studio, some more polished stuff. I don't need a versus from Jim Jones and Styles P. What y'all think about that? I don't necessarily need a versus. We've seen the versus already, but that's where the conversation started, all right? On the Breakfast Club, and this was actually in February. On the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne and DJ Envy strategically, in my opinion, and this is a strategic thinking media platform, they asked Jim Jones, they kind of was hyping it up, saying, the Lots cook diplomats in the verses, but could you take on Styles P in a verse just with y'all, solo projects, solo material? Of course, Jim Jones said, yeah, he was popping his shit. He was going in. He was turning up. He was letting it be known. He wasn't backing down. I kind of think that the DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God, they didn't expect him to turn up how he did from a music side, of course, but this was a trap that they said, you know what I'm saying? They wanted him to kind of pop his shit and get in his feelings about it because they know he's a competitive dude, and that's what he did, man. He said Styles P don't got 20 bangers. He said, that's what he said, basically. Simple. He said Styles P don't got 20. He rock with Styles P. He like him. It's like his brother. They was gonna go on tour. Of course, they had the verses. That was a historical hip hop moment, and he rock with Styles P. But he said he don't got 20. He can't hang in there with Jim Jones for 20. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Now, the thing that Styles focused on when he replied back to Jim is catalog. All right, Jim said Styles P don't have a strong enough catalog. Now, Styles P recently replied back. Now, this Breakfast Club interview with Jim Jones was in February. Now, Styles P just now is responding. I don't know, maybe it wasn't on his brain that much, but from this reply, Styles P is competitive. He passionate about this. He don't agree with that take at all. And if y'all seen that clip, y'all know how he coming. He basically wanted to let it be known. He basically said, me and Jim don't do the same thing. My music is more technical than Jim Jones. My music got a better shelf life than Jim Jones. Get in the comments. Let me know. Now, that was his reply. What do y'all think about that, all right? How would that fare in a versus? Because I think this is deeper than verses. This is deeper than verses. This should go further than a verses. All right. And during the verses, a lot of it got to do with your performance. A lot of people just want to judge the music. I don't think the performance should have such a big impact because a lot of verses had a lot of technical issues, man. So it was a lot of things that was going wrong that was outside of the artist's hands. I think this should be a music thing. I want them to both get in the studio, but I want y'all to get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Styles P went so far as to say comparing his catalog to Jim Jones' catalog was disrespectful. Once he said that, I knew Jim Jones wasn't going to back down. I knew Jim Jones was going to reply. He did. But what do y'all think about that? I think that's a little bit too far. I don't think that's disrespectful. I think they are on the same playing field. They both do things differently, which is what Styles P said. He mentioned that. And they both showed each other a lot of respect, but they also kind of dissed each other. I mean, him saying, Styles P saying comparing his catalog to Jim Jones' catalog is disrespectful to him. Or one of the guys hosting the podcast said, I think Jim Jones would get you in the verses. And Styles P felt like maybe that was disrespectful to him or something about comparing Jim Jones' catalog or Jim Jones' career as a whole to his was disrespectful to him. That's a diss. As far as music goes, I don't think it was personal. It's a competitive sport. He calling out Jim Jones. Jim Jones did respond. Now, when Jim Jones responded, he basically said what I said. He said what I felt was the situation with him and Cam. The only reason that I would say Jim Jones got Styles P at this point is Jim Jones is just more relevant. Now, I'm going to put the specific message that Jim Jones said on the screen, and y'all can see for yourself. But that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. Jim Jones is still relevant now, and he just popping his shit. He said he the most relevant old head in the game. Do y'all agree with that? Is Jim Jones the most relevant old head in the game? I think so. I think he at the top of the list. It's not many older guys that's making better music than Jim Jones. Styles P need to drop some, and that's kind of what Jim Jones is saying. He's telling Styles P to drop some music. I hope it works. We don't need a verse. If that's something y'all decide to do, cool. I'm going to definitely tune in and cover it and be talking about it. It's going to be cool, going to be dope, great. But we want some records, man. Jim Jones is actually dropping records. Jim Jones dropped one of the best records of the year recently in 2025. So coming to him, as Cam was doing, about, saying that he couldn't rap, he is more relevant than Cam and Styles P at the moment, musically. All right, so it's really only so much that those two can say about him. All they can do is really bring up old stuff. And of course, he's going to say, I'm popping now, which is true. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. The fact that Jim Jones is more relevant now, in my opinion, just gives him kind of the edge in the arguing points, man. And that's another reason why he could go crazy in the verses. I mean, think about it. In the verses, if him and Styles P went up against each other in the verses, what's the latest song that Styles P is going to play? Jim Jones could play a song from this year in a verses. People would know it. They might not know it word for word, or the whole crowd would know it. But Jim Jones could play a song that came out in 2025 in a verses. That is a attribute that Styles P don't have. That's a weapon in Jim Jones' arsenal that can help him defeat Styles P because it stretches his catalog out. Styles P is going to immediately have to jump into the old stuff, into the classics. That's going to shorten his catalog. He's going to run out before Jim Jones do. I don't know. That's just my opinion, man. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. But overall, I just want to see some bars out of this. I would like to see a couple of records. I think that would be the best way to end this, man. I think that would be the best way to test what rapper we think, got the edge. And let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think Styles P is going to drop music? We know Jim is in the studio. Jim been active. Is this going to motivate Styles P to drop more music just to pop his shit and just to say, hey, I'm still here? Do y'all think this is going to motivate Styles P to drop more music? Is he going to drop music specifically for this purpose? Get in the comments and let me know, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. If you like the content, like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.